It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know.
What is going on, everybody? Coach Joey coming in, your fitness coach and mentor from CrossFit Oscar Mike. And here we are with an edition of If You Don't Know, Now You Know. So I'm currently driving home from Florida right now. And one of the big things that always happens when I start talking to people about nutrition is that they're like, well, you know, I travel a lot and it's hard. Well, I get that. But at the end of the day, if you use a little bit of common sense and you're somebody who travels a lot, there's some ways that you can kind of manipulate your nutrition to put you in the best possible scenario. So what we're going to talk today is while we're traveling, good, better, and best. So kind of working from the top down, the best options. For one, if you're somebody who travels a lot for work, it is part of your weekly or daily routine, don't be lazy, prepare the day before. Easy solution. Buy yourself a little cooler, a little soft cooler, a little Yeti or whatever. Plan your meals, make some things at home that are going to be relatively healthy, make some things that you're not going to have to heat up, pack some snacks, you know, some fresh fruit, some raw vegetables that are just healthy options. That's number one. And granted, I get it. That only really applies to somebody who travels the majority of the time on a weekly or even a daily basis. But don't be lazy, prepare. Going to fast food or just because you have a job that you travel a lot is not an excuse to eat like garbage. If you know that it's coming, prepare yourself, all right? So that's number one. That's the best option. The better option that we're gonna talk about is if you're traveling, maybe you don't travel that often, or maybe something comes up, or you know you only travel maybe a couple times a month, so you really don't want to bother about preparing the food ahead of time, all right? Now, you have some options, but you're gonna have to plan accordingly as far as time goes, all right? And that is, there's plenty of restaurants. I'm not a huge fan of the chain restaurants, but there are plenty of restaurants that you can go to and sit down and have a decent meal, especially if you order accordingly. I'm always a bigger fan of a la carte places, meaning that I don't like to go into like a Chili's restaurant and order some kind of chicken plate because it's usually cooked in a lot of oil, or they'll put a bunch of sauce on it and you're really not 100% sure what you're getting. So I always prefer going to usually privately owned restaurants where you can get something that you know is going to be a little bit more fresh. But this again requires a little bit of pre-planning. So you're going to have to, one, prepare a little bit by time. Number two, if you know where you're traveling and the route you're going to go, you may have to do a little bit of research online to maybe find some great little hidden gems as far as restaurants go to kind of get something that's going to be really, really good. All right, so that's going to be our better option. So remember, we're going good, better, best, but we're talking in reverse. A good option. Now, there's tons of good options that are going to put you in a place where if it's not keeping you on track as far as getting towards your goals, at least it's not going to derail you. So number one is you can always go to some of the chain restaurants like a Panera Bread where you can get a nice salad, and you know, you can sit down, take a break, or you can get it to go and kind of eat on the road. You're not going to hear me talk about this that often, but fast food places. So you have, you know, obviously something like a Arby's, Subway. Even if you were to go to like a McDonald's or a Wendy's, obviously you want to stay near the chicken thing. But here are some hacks or cheats to kind of keep you on track from not getting completely derailed. So if you're thinking about fast food and the first thing that pops into your mind is number 7 supersize with French fries and a cherry Coke, you're already a little bit screwed over. You might as well come in and have a conversation with me and we'll get it figured out for you to keep you on track. So when you go out to eat in these quick restaurants and they're not really a la carte and they're kind of pre-made or all of these other things, what you want to do is you want to find easy ways to cut out some of the guesswork and trying to figure out how much food and calories you're getting and then how it's going to land if you're somebody who's tracking your macros. So number one is cut out most of the processed fats that you could. So salad dressings, get it on the side, or just get regular oil and vinegar. Don't get cheese, don't get mayonnaise, don't get ketchup, don't get a lot of those condiments where for the most part they're so artificial and bastardized that they're really giving you no significant value, all right? So it's okay. I know I go to Arby's every once in a while and most of their sandwiches you could get on a wrap, so I'll get like a turkey club wrap with avocado, but I don't get cheese and I don't get the ranch dressing in it, and it cuts out a lot of the stuff that's going to contribute to mindless calories and mindless fat and mostly processed garbage that you would normally put in your body. Same thing at Subway. Don't get the cheese, don't get the mayonnaise, don't get the ranch dressing. You know, if you want a little oil and vinegar or something like that, that's okay. but it's going to enable you to kind of better track that. Now, this is kind of like a subcategory because that's mostly we're talking about meals. So as a subcategory, we have snacks. Now, obviously, easy things that you can do if you stop into a gas station, you can always get like a pre-mixed protein shake or something like that. Not the best in the world, but it's not like eating, you know, a box of Oreos or something like that. Cool thing is gas stations, especially, you know, some of the bigger names like the Wawas and the Racetrack and the Raceway, and like I know in Georgia we have like some of the Lightning Foods. But you could go into those places and they usually have healthier options that are going to keep you on track, so that way you have an opportunity to go in and grab something quick and easy. Some of them even sell some boiled eggs and fruit. Now, obviously, it's probably not the freshest fruit in the world, but it is a better option than pulling over and getting a bag of chips and a soda or whatever the case is. All right, you guys? So I wanted to come in with that while I had this fresh on my mind where we're traveling today, and hopefully that helps some of you guys out who either travel really, really frequently or just travel once in a while. So if that helps you out, I'm glad. If you have any questions, you could obviously post it down in the comments. And that's the end of this edition of If You Don't Know, Now You Know.
It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know.